Good evening, Parasha Shmois, Tavshin Pei Hey. I had a change of heart about half an hour ago with share to give, and that's Hashem, this share will come out good. Just let's go to the psukim directly. I'm not going to go as usual very deep in the psukim because there's a lot already on the plate in this year. How about the first pasuk? Vayakar melech chadash al Mitzrayim. A new king came up in Mitzrayim. Doesn't tell us that Pharaoh, the previous Pharaoh died, like it's going to tell us on this Pharaoh. Doesn't tell us that his son took his place. Just a new king came up in Mitzrayim, and he took the place of whoever was the king before. Could have been that he did the coup, could have been anything. He comes very interestingly. Vayomer el Amoy. He tells his people, Hinei am Bnei Yisrael, behold the people of the Bnei Yisrael. He is going to call them Am Bnei Yisrael. He's going to start flipping, and then he's going to call them Bnei Yisrael. Every word here is a jewel. Rav ve'atzum mimeni. You want to tell me the Bnei Yisrael arrived? What? With Yaakov, they were the fourth door. I don't know how many they could have been already by that time. But they surpassed the number of the Mitzrim. This is a language that every Jew hater use. There are a lot. They're powerful. Till today, they use Rav ve'atzum. They don't realize what they say, but this is what they always say. The Jews, the conspiracy of the son of not Jacob, I don't know what they call it. So it's always there. Bilam, Balak, when he sent to Bilam, ki Rav hu. Come on. Moab, you're a nation. Nobody came to kill you. Nobody this. You're a huge nation. Why are you scared? What is this adjective that characterizes the Bnei Yisrael through time? Hava nischak moloi. Okay, let's trick him. Let's get smarter than him. Not sure I get it. You're the king. What is it? They present a danger? If they present a danger, then just make an edict, make a ruling, and your people will follow you. Explain them the danger. So here it says, Pen Yirbe. He may get bigger. Well, if he got so much bigger, you can extrapolate that it's going to get bigger. Vehaya, kisikrena milchama, and if there will be a war, venoisaf gamhu al sonenu, he may join our enemies. Pharaoh, you holding your place, you're such a chacham and a mechashef, you're in the dalet of the tefillin, right in the back of the das. You're huge, you understand things. Vehaya, it's only used when the subject of the pasuk is joyous. It's a simcha. If you're scared and there's a sakana, you should have said vayhi, like the Gemara says in Megillah, Yudamud Beis, vayhi is lashon tsar. So why do you use a language of simcha versus using a language of tsar? Because you're describing apparently a danger. V'nilcham banu, and they will fight against us. Ve'ala min haaretz. Rashi says that he means they're going to kick us out of the land. Not that they're going to go out of the land themselves. He means they're going to kick us out of the land. I don't know what Dom's Chamurim there are in Mitzrayim, But if you conquer a land and you empty it out of its inhabitants, you basically emptied out all the value of the land. The value of the land is the people working and paying taxes, like exactly what they're going to do to the Jews, like they do to the Jews through time. They didn't kick them out from the land. They just taxed them to death. So why, Pharaoh, are you scared that they're going to take you out of the land? What do you mean by this? In other words, we do not understand what's the logic behind Pharaoh's words here. It seems to make some sense, but nothing. Let's go into the share. I don't want to keep on going because anyway, I'm not going to reach there. I'm just going to stay on here. So tremendous midrash. We mentioned it in the past few weeks. In Parshas Vayeshev. I'm just taking the end of the midrash. The midrash in Vayikra that states like this: when Sarah was taken by Pharaoh, she refrained from sinning. With this, she empowered the woman after her to also not sin. When Yosef overcame the Nisayan with his mistress, doesn't mean mistress. Eshes Potiphar, let's call her like the Zuleika. He empowered the Bnei Yisrael not to be chote with the bris. In other words, because their actions were above the seven midas of this world, a person loses his head when he's in a situation of fear. He's uncontrollable. Therefore, Eshes Yisrael, that was I'm going to use a word, that was raped in captivity, she's not also on her Baal. You know that a woman that cheats, her Baal has to divorce her. He can't live with her. But in captivity has a different thing. Why? Because there's fear. It's not that she wants. She has no choice. A person, when their life isn't, so Sarah didn't know that she would have a niece. You know, we look at them as, no, they lived like us, and under the same sky and everything, but their heart was burning to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and feeling him. The more a person feels HaKadosh Baruch Hu next to him, the more he reveals himself to that person. If a person believes with all his being that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is here and he can even talk to him like, because I know you're here, that person sees miracles. Bnei Yisrael, the Midrash ends that they deserve the Geula of Mitzrayim because of that. They were not chote on the bris. You know, we're starting Shoivavim, Shmois, Vaera, Boy. Shoivavim means is the first letters of the next Shin Vav, base, Yudman, the 6 coming weeks. And this is the time a person can be Mesaka. And the same way in Rosh Hashanah, on Yom Kippur, you can make tshuva very easily. You don't need to make it very big. In this time, we can make tshuva on the bris as if nothing, without going crazy, without the hardship of the whole year, not as it says in Siman Chav Gimel in Ebenezer and so forth. Okay, much easier in this time. I'm closing the parenthesis on this. I'm going back to, so Yosef did a Maaseh that was over the power, even the upper powers would have not withstood such an Nisayan. He did it as a human. He deserved to bring down a power to his children and all of Israel, so they can also withstand, they can lean on his power and withstand the Nisayan, as we're going to explain it. You know, what was in Pharaoh's head, what was it trying to achieve? The Midrash tells us there was one harlot in all. Vayetze ben Isha Israelis, came out the son of a Jewish woman, Vehu ben Ish Mitzri, and he was the son, his father was a Mitzri. Why is the Torah mentioning that? Only to tell us there was only one woman in all Am Yisrael, which doesn't exist in other nations, that was not behaving. That was a prutza. If we take the pasuk, just to validate, because that's going to be our base on all the way till the end of the shir. What he told his people is not understandable. So let's see. Vayomer el Amoy. I'm going to take all the Rashi Tevis in red. And we're going to try to see, usually there's a hidden meaning in the first letters, last letters. Sometimes it's in the middle letters. They're hiding it even more. There's a reason, but there's pointers in the pasuk to tell us this. Okay, you get it. Rav ve'atzum. If you calculate all these letters, you're getting 410. 410 is Kaddish. And if we take the last letters, I'm not going to start scribbling again. The Resh, the Lamed, the Vav, hey, equal 370. Pharaoh is telling them, my friends, there's nothing you can do against those Jews. When a Jew is keeping the bris, is shomer on his kedusha. That's what Kaddish is, because the kedusha is always through the bris. We have the peh, which is the milah connected, the both. The kedusha is holding onto this. You cannot touch them; they're untouchable. If you take the last letters, equals 370. 370 is the number. So we know that in the Yud Gimel Midos, there's a Shem Kel here. You have to know where they come from. Why not? Let's learn them. Let me give you a foundation here on this. So on the Yud Gimel Midos, we have Kel to the right and Kel to the left. Now, if we go in full, Aleph, Lamed, equals 185. Now there are 2 times 2 equals 370. So when we say you see in Chazal, you see in the Zohar, you see in the Riyah Kodesh, that's from Ari Chanpin, Rava the Rabbin in Mincha, the Tapuchin Kadishin, the top of the cheeks, It's because the Shem Kel is right here, and it's from the Shem Kel. Kel Rachum V'Chanun Erech Apayim B'Rav Chesed. Kel is the first midah that sends a light. There are 185 lights from the right, 185 from the left. We know that Ari Chanpin is the Keser, is the top midah. So if already when the Bina comes out and spreading swings, all the Chitzonim run away. They get burnt if they stay. So when the Keser comes out, no one can stay. So he told them, you cannot start with them because they have these lights on them. In other words, for the Jews, it was a great era because in Eretz Goshen, which is Eretz Ramesses, as the Pasuk is going to state a bit later, it's going to call it Eretz Ramesses, they were shining there the 370 euros from Arichanpin from the Keser. Now, let's see if there's another meaning in the Pasuk. Like, okay, we took the first letters, we took the last letters, we know there's Kedusha because of the bris, we know there's 370 euros shine on a person that keeps Kedusha. But now I want to see what is this equals. Vayomer Lamui, Hine Am Bnei Yisrael Rav Ve'atzu Mimenu equals 1,727. Exact number of Noitzer Chesed La'alafim, Noisei Avon. When a person is Shomer Bris, this is when HaKadosh Baruch Hu, even if he has the Avon, meaning a serious a serious transgression, Pesha, even if he was rebelling, V'chata v'nakeh, I wash everything, as if there was nothing. When the 370 euros, it's not just the fact that a person has the chasadim, has a lot of bounty coming to him. Even his mischiefs, even though they're serious, they disappear. They can't stay. Why? Because there cannot be any mekatreg. They're not here. Nobody can take the chet and bring it up and start a kitrug. He has the lights on him. He is Kaddish. Now we start seeing a different panorama here that Pharaoh describes them because he in the Das, and he tells them, don't start with the Jews like this because they're under upper protection. And these protections are very dangerous. Anyone who's going to start robbing them, he's going to be the one ending up dead. Now, what happens? Someone is not Kaddish then. We saw one side. What's the other side? He's not doing it. He's over on the breeze. He's doing everything he wants. So what's happening? We should be able to find in the same pasuk the two sides. The side that you always keep and the side that what happens if the opposite is done. Sorry, as I said, I didn't prepare that shir. So just change mamish a few minutes before the shir. So I forget that I have to go back every time to the page. Or if I prepare it, Let's go here. So this is the schar. This is the reward of someone. What is the punishment if someone doesn't do it? So we have 1,727. The four top clippers in the Sitra Achra, they're all women. We know, this one you know, the lily, the mother of all the Shadim, Nama, I shouldn't say it. We have the mother of all the Ruchos Rois. Sorry, I can't say it. In case you want to know how to read it, it's very simple. And we have the one that tried, Rabbi Chanina ben Doisa, the Mechashefes. Right. Okay, you understand. I'll put a... Okay, so 1,227. There's no 5, there's only 4. The whole Sitra Achra swallows it. He is in the belly of the Nachash. We should be able to find it also later in the Pasuk, but we'll see. He is in the belly of the Nachash. He dies like this. There is nothing happening. He's never going to go to Olam Haba, never going to see the light, nothing. He's going to go directly become a Ruach Ra. He's going to become an evil spirit bothering people down here. That's it. He has no afterlife, obviously, definitely not Chiyas HaMeisim, and so forth. Now we see the punishment, Kedusha, Tuma. Bracha, Klala. These are the two opposites. Now that's going to point you, what Pharaoh is really going to hint what to do. Now he describes them as being holy and so forth, hinting there is only one way to get them off the pedestal and make them fall. And this is where we should go, because this is where the downfall, and then we're going to be able to do whatever we want with them. We can be shoylet on them. I didn't copy that passage. There's another midrash in Shmois, beginning of Shmois Rabbah. I'm going to go fast. I don't need to go back and forth, otherwise it takes a lot of time. It says, Bashem Bagdu. The pasuk in Hosea, the Navi says, they rebelled against Hashem. Kibanim Zarim Yolod. They had foreign children. In other words, they intermarried. And they brought down here to this world children. You know that a goy, a Jew that marries a shikta, automatically the children are not related to him. He has no yichus. They're related to the mother, but not to the father. That's what he calls them foreign. And then the pasuk is going to end up with interesting lashon. He's going to say, Yoichlem chodesh. I'm going to translate literally. They will be eating a month. They will be eaten a month. Es chelkehem, their share. So their share will be eaten a month. It plays the pasuk plays a game here. Chodesh Chodosh. Vayakam melech Chodosh. In other words, when Bnei Yisrael intermarry, HaKadosh Baruch Hu brings up a new Russia, because it says Yoichlem Chodesh. They will be eaten by, and you will see. Are they going to ask me? Oh, so why is the pasuk not saying Chadash? If it's the klala will be Chadash, so it should have said Chadash. Why Chodesh? You will see. Chadash and Chodesh is very connected here. And you will see what comes out. Oh, no, I know what I didn't copy. I'm going to have to do it during this year. Okay. Something amazing. But we see that totally related to before. Since now there's a key truth, since now they have these four women of the Sitra Achra, automatically whatever they make, it's like they have a whole, someone comes and so what happens? When Yosef, Asher lo yoda es Yosef, he didn't know Yosef. Why didn't he know Yosef? David HaMelech reveals in Tehillim, Hafach libam nisnoi, it's HaKadosh Baruch Hu that turned around the heart of the Mitzrim, lehisnakel ba'avadav. He wanted them to revenge on his servitors. Okay. Why HaKadosh Baruch Hu has to interfere? We have these four here, and these guys are relentless. When the Sitra Achra has someone, it's relentless, the battling. Why? We have now all the components on the table to understand the kavanah of Pharaoh and what he was trying to achieve. We explained, we're going to stay a little bit longer than usual on the psukim here. We explained that they had, because they had the kedusha of the breeze, automatically they had the 370 oils. If you take now what people always describe us by Rav Atzum, equals 414 equals Oyer and Sof. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is watching over that person. The Oyer and Sof itself shines upon that person, which is much higher than the 370 Oyers. When the Oyer and Sof goes in the Keser, it's already into two, I want to say two wraps. First, it came all the way from the top, and the first wrap is Adam Kadmon. We call him Adam Kadmon, the original man, but it's not a man. Then it goes into 10 midos, which is Atik Yoimin. Then it goes to the third wrap, which is the Keser Arichanmi. So even the 370 euros don't really make justice to the oir which shine upon a person that is shomer, is kedusha. To tell you that the oir ensof, and remember, when the oir ensof is meir, all the avonos of the pshaim, it's kapara. Not only that it protects the person, but whenever he sins, whoop, burns the sin right away. So tremendous advantage. And Pharaoh says, this oil is very dangerous. This is HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself. We can't mess around with these people. So what did they do? The HaKadosh says, tremendous. How he picked it up from the Pasuk, it's unbelievable. I'm just going to copy this to show you on the clean. Says the Ria Kodesh, if you pay attention to the Rashi Tevis here, you will find the answer how they got the Jews, they enslaved the Jews. He's going to make a word out of, you don't even have to make a word. The word comes out by itself. And in order, which is tremendously powerful. You basically have the first letter with the right orthograph on top of this. I always make this error. A 0. Now, if we take only here, we're going to take only these. And we're going to take the end letters. I don't have to take them. You see them for yourself now again, and you're having the word coming. He'evirum mila. Basically, they, exactly like the Yevanim wanted to do, they all know that secret. That let me tell you a story that happened in 1440 in France with the Rav of Strasbourg, which name was Rebbe Aaron Luria. Rebbe Aaron Luria was a Ilui, and he was the Rav of Strasbourg for his whole for his life. One time, the king over there, because France was 5 countries till almost the 1600, decided that Jews have to wear a yellow cloth, like the same thing as a star. I mean, nothing is new in this world. Everything, all these edicts, all these tsarists, they made it through ages. So the Galach, who knew the rabbi, and he knew he was, so he says, why are you wearing that that yellow thing on your shoulder? He says, it's a senseless, again, decision from the king just to put it on the Jews. So the Galach tells him, no, it's not senseless. It's your God speaking to you. Nothing happens. You know that nothing happened in the world unless HaKadosh Baruch Hu decides. So it's not this king that decided. It's that king that decided. So he says, okay, what would he decide? I mean, they're very pious. They're very good, the Jews in this city. Why would they decide? He said, I'll give you an example. You guys, instead of being proud to be Jewish, you're hiding it. You're hiding it. So God decided, I'm going to make it obvious because you have to be proud to be a Jew. You're doing the bris milah. You're the chosen people. Okay, you cannot go without pants, so it has to be something else. So he says, it's the tzitzis. Didn't you tell me once on the tzitzis where you 613 mitzvahs? So why are you guys hiding it? You should be proud to be recognized as a Jew. Every time Jewish people try to mingle and resemble Goyim, like the Reformed Jews, we're getting it. This story is brought in his Sefer. Meshivas Nafesh on Pasha Shmois, the Baron Uriah. He was the Talmud of the Trumas Hadeshen. He was out just after the Ramban. Just to tell you which door, it's a Rishon. And this is what the Khomer understood from a senseless decision from the king to have the Jews wear something that marked them as Jews. It can only be, even the Galach understood this. It can only be from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the King of Kings, that points to people, stop behaving like this. The more Jewish, when the Bnei Yisrael were inside the yeshiva that Yaakov built, when they were behaving just simply as the Jews that go to learn and everything, Pharaoh said, you can't against them. They're Kaddish. They have the 370 oiris on them, but they have also the oir and soif on them. We can't. So Pharaoh had to come from under the rug and creeping like a snake and try to be machshil them through the bris, which he succeeded. They started intermarrying. How did he do that? He did that by getting them out of learning. Bit by bit, they lost that sense, oh, we can be, to the point the Midrash said they were filling all the arenas and the theaters that the Mitzrim came to Pharaoh and complained. I said, we have no room, we have no entertainment. Jews are very successful, they're rich, they buy all the seats. There's no seat for us. Pharaoh had to come with a ruling, that's a midrash. Pharaoh had to come with a ruling that Jews are not allowed to go to arenas and to theaters. We are the sons of Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. We wanted the easy way or we wanted the hard way. The outcome will be the same. We will come back and do it. So now, if we're doing willingly, we have a tremendous schar. If we're doing it by force, then the schar is not there for the people. And this is what we see, He'ervirum Mila. We're going to have to understand, how they did. We talked very briefly about something, and that's the reason I wanted to give that share. Make you understand the depth in everything. It's beyond imaginable. Beyond. HaKadosh Baruch Hu created, I'm quoting Daria Kodesh, which has a tremendous arichus on Vayakam Melech Chadash. He tells the whole story. The first door. So the Parasha in Bereshit starts talking about Adam, then his sons, whatever happens after the Mabul, then Shais, then Enosh, the son of Shais. But then it stopped talking about the one below. Enosh is the first generation that started rebelling against HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They started calling people with the names so they were very high neshamis always. So they knew a lot of things were revealed to them. And all the Shemes HaKodesh they used to talk to, to call people, animals with this, they used to defile the names of Hashem. And since you see an important person, you can bow down to him. Same thing if you have a stature of a person like, you're allowed to bow down. And this is how they started going heavily in Avodah Zarah, and they used to give the name of Hashem because they knew how to work the thing behind the scene to these Avodah Zarahs. And since they went very far with this, HaKadosh Baruch Hu decimated them, and they came back in Gilgul in their Hamabul. We all know that they're Hamabul. They used to go half naked in the street, everybody with everybody, animals, whatever it was. They were mashchis. Them, it was the breeze. HaKadosh Baruch Hu killed them with the Mabul. We know that. Before I go to the Mabul, I'm going to show you both. In Enosh, just to try to crystallize it, because I don't want it to be a story, because this is the story of the Jews. You'll understand who we are. Yaakov went down with 70 nefesh to Mitzrayim. Nefesh, not people, it says nefesh. Nefesh is the pedestal of Bnei Yisrael. We have either the nefesh and keep it taher. Nefesh, it's called 430. Like the 430 years in Mitzrayim to recreate a nefesh. On the other end, you don't do it. It's called Sam HaMaves. Poison. The poison of the other side. The Malach HaMaves, when she wants to kill someone, take his neshama, because he's not zoichet to go through the Shechina, she spits in his mouth. That's why people, when they leave the world, they open the mouth. Usually they have the mouth open. And because the sin here with the breeze, which is brings some amaves we saw and more, equals Bavel, Modai, Parasumodai, where we went, Parasumodai, Yavan, in the order, Edom. This is where, in order to remove all these shmuts from us, we have to go through 4 galutes. We're going to work for 4 generations, spend 400 years in Mitzrayim, and go 4 galuyas. Just want to give you a little bit of leverage so I'm not losing you So the second one was the Mabul, right? It's called Ki Rabba Ras Adam Ba'aretz. Those are always referred as Ras Adam, the bad of a person. When he wants to do bad, it's terrible all the time. It's always from under the belt. Oh, sorry. 716 equals Nachash. That's it. In the belly, they went in the belly exactly like we explained before. These 4, they're right into the belly. It's over. It's called Ras Adam when someone is choite with a breeze. So Enosh, we got 4. Here we have the Nachash. HaKadosh Baruch Hu had to decimate them in a harsher way. So Enosh, 1/3 of the world, the Okeanos, the Okeanos is the Pacific. flooded 1/3 of the world. The people of the next generation come. They're also huge neshamas, some neshamas that were in Dor Enosh. They don't understand full flooding. Full flooding to then come the third generation is the Haflaga, those who built the towers. We call them the Bnei Yisrael, the one that they created that city in Babel and wanted to go all the way to in Shamayim in order to fight with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. When you see it from outside, you say, they're stupid, these people. They want to fight with HaKadosh Baruch Hu just going up on a building. And the Midrash said they used to throw arrows, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to trick them, used to make the arrows coming back down with blood. So they thought they touched someone. They were much bigger. It's a whole Indian. We can go spend weeks explaining every side in every door. They were choite. HaKadosh Baruch Hu spread them around, and I forgot how much the Ari HaKadosh says, but again, had to be with water. 30 families were flooded. Out of all these families that were building, now remember, it was the Bnei Keturah, the Bnei Yishmael, and then the two twins, which are Esav and Yaakov. Why? Because they were less rotten than the others. Automatically, they were zoiche to come back in Gilgul, in a better Gilgul than the others. The others are going to go into Sdoim. And as you know, in Sdoim, permissivity, everything, cruelty, everything was permitted there. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu killed them with fire, because this reached the level that the Gvura came down on them. Because they try to innovate all kind of torture, all kind of suffering to make people I want to say suffer. No, it's much more than this. I don't know which word to use, but for helping a needy person. They're going against everything of the Torah. These with fire. From there, they went into the Tzayin. Now they were not befitting to be coming back in Gilgul in humans. They had to go. I don't know if they had to go before the Tzayin into the 4 levels, doimem, so stones or anything like this. I don't know. But one thing I know for sure, that they went into the Tzayin Lavan, and this is the flock that Yaakov went to bring back, because now they had to become Bnei Yisrael. These huge neshamas that fell, you have to understand why they fell. Because behind all this, after the chet of Adam Arishan and Chava, he was ejected from Olam Haba. And since he was ejected from Olam Haba, he went to do tshuva. And for 130 years, the Midrash, they no need to go to the Zohar for this. But in the Zohar, there's much more. He was fasting for 130 years. And sometimes he used to see Kri, and these tipos that he saw became these neshamas. So there was, if you take, I'll give you an example. You take gold from the ground. how much work through the fire you need to do in order to basically have pure gold. Gold go through the fire time after time in order to remove the dirt, stones, and impurities. And then only the gold becomes pure and it has a value. And this is what happens here. They had a weakness because they came from an Israel. So they had a weakness with this. And it's also where the Bnei Yisrael have to correct that. That's why we have the bris milah, and that's why it's more tempting for a Jew to be chote. Because our origin is those times of Adam Arishon when he was 130 years. So now we have 4 daughters: Enosh, Mabul, Haflaga, Sdom. All these neshamas. So if you look taking the 7 midos, the 7 days of the week, the 7 spheroids for spheroids, each one has 10. As soon as we go above Chochmah Bina, it has 100. Each one is 100. When you go above the Keser, it has 1,000. That's the way it works. Now you understand when the day of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is 1,000 years, yes, because we are down below, where days for us it's much faster, but for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it has each day has 1,000 midos, 1,000 spheroids. So now the neshamas of the Dur of the Mabul were originated Mabul from the 4 Duras. Enosh, Mabul, Haflaga, and Sdom originated from the Chochmah. In the Chochmah, there's 100 meters. And they crossed each one of them. So against the 4 Doros, there were 400 years in Mitzrayim to suffer. But we know that out of these 400 years, we only did 86 years of Shirbut. We didn't do 400 years. And that calls for an explanation. If we have to be Mesaken, we have to correct the pagam that they've done in these 4 generations, we have to go through the Shibud as it stays. The answer is, a Bnei Yisrael is doing much more tikkun when he has oil malchus shamayim and the oil of the bris on his shoulders, that when he's doing tiny sigufim means he go through hardships, and all kind of brings pain upon himself, and all alike. That doesn't come to the ankle of when they learn. So all the years they were in the Beis Midrash, all the years that were in they were shomer on the Kedusha count as a tikkun for the 400 years. That's the reason. Now, since they came down in from the high level and they became commoners, oh, now we want to work, now we want to make money, now we want this, now we want that, and going down and say permissivity, with the breeze, here and that. At that point, well, the gzera is you have to correct. So you either correct by staying in the Beis Midrash and learning, or you correct through shibud. So you need a shibud. It's going to be shibud to HaKadosh Baruch Hu or shibud to. That's why Chazal says, "Kol hamekabel all of oil malchus shamayim." Anyone who accepts the Lord of the mitzvahs willingly and everything, ma'aviri mimenu, we remove from him oil malchus derech eretz. He doesn't have shibud malchus. They cannot touch him. That's why the Bnei Levi, who never came out of the Beis Midrash, they were not part of the shibud. Only for that reason. And this is where we have the true identity of Israel. Israel is made, okay, there's a lot of explanation of the word Israel itself, but for today, I'm going to give you an example. The example is, one explanation. The explanation is that if you take the word Israel, there's two words in there. There's a word H, and then you have three letters remaining, Lamed, Resh, Yud. Again, Israel is composed by the word fire. So when a person is fired up, L'avodas Hashem, so he takes seriously his avodah, so he does it willingly. Yes, it's difficult. Yes, it's difficult to go to shul. Yes, it's difficult to daven with kavana. Yes, sometimes it's difficult to have kavanas altogether. I'm going to learn with you a Zohar on Shabbos. So fundamental, explaining what is the difference doing a mitzvah with kavana or without kavana. When I say kavana, is at least l'shem yichud. You know, I'm pushing on this, but I'm talking about the real kavanas. When you're doing this, the mitzvah is not the same. And the way the Zohar explained this in his words, it's mind-boggling. But anyway, so we do a mitzvah. The last three letters is the klipa. It's called the klipa of Amalek. Lamed Resh Yud equals to 40, exactly like Amalek. Yisrael equals 541. Choshech. We have the Choshech from the generation we're trying to correct, and we have to bring the light with the Torah that we received on Har Sinai, with the Kim of the mitzvahs. That's the path. And if someone goes to the Choshech, he can. It's available. It's in Israel itself. Or Choshech. But then he will pay the price because right away the Sitra Achra will fall upon him. I'm going to have to copy something to show you, but now we're going to dive a little bit deeper. If we're taking Vayakim, they're saying this, I think you're going to understand. It's Vayakim Melech Chodesh. We explained it could be many meanings. The Chodesh, Chodesh. Why the why has every Mefarish ask? Why didn't he say the previous Pharaoh died before telling me that maybe his son took over, maybe someone else? I'm not part of the club. This is how I explained it. Enosh Mabu Hafla. Pharaoh realized who the Bnei Yisrael are. He is from up there. And he realized, we're missing Sodom, right? It's not there. We'll see. So he says, these people are the Gilgulim of these three first generation. But when he talks to these to his people, he's going to say, do I have it here? Hine, behold, I'm Bnei Yisrael. We're going to see how critical what he says here. We have, I don't need the, they could still remember, through the story, equals 110. Equals done. He only told them, it's not undoable. You remember in history, and everything, our grandfather passed us the story of the storm and how it happened. He marked the world. He marked the world that how this city was destroyed. So he told them, these are the Gilgulim of the ancestors. So they have some faults, bad faults that we can maybe use in order to make them fall from the greatness. And then we'll be able to get them. Exactly what Bilam did afterward. They all do the same. The Bnei Yisrael, they started to come out for znus. It's always the same story. They know this is how to get Am Yisrael. HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't like us or leaves us when we are chote, we have no more kedusha. Kedoshim tiyu ki kadosh ani Hashem. So many times, so many different ways, HaKadosh Baruch Hu insists on this. And then he says, Asher lo yoda es Yosef. Many say, he was not a good guy because he didn't remember what Yosef did for the people and everything. That's not the pshat here. And they all come and build up a building telling you, Rishoim, they don't remember the Teva, and it has nothing to do with all this. Pharaoh was a huge chacham. This equals 616. This equals all the names of the Bina. Kasa, Kamag. Do you guys know why I repeated Kasa here? Or you have no clue? When you have the Ralab, when you have
each island.
No. When you have yes, what should I say? No. Ab Sag Ma Ben. When the shemes of the Bina come, they always have them inside. They always are inside. Sometimes the Ralab appears by itself, sometimes, which is much stronger, sometimes the people down there don't deserve to have the Ralab appearing by itself, so it goes into the... And these are, if you remember, the kavanas of the brachas, the first 4 brachas in Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, and Sukkot. Remember? So the Ralab, when you see a Kasa, you know it has an Ab inside. Right away, you know there's an Ab is inside. And the second one, so sometimes they're together, Absag, they need, because they're always in Yechud, they go into one Kasa, and sometimes they go in 2 Kasa, they're separated. So here, Asher Lo Yoda, it comes out to the 616, it's mind-boggling. Es Yosef equals Vayakam Melech. In other words, what are we having here? The Bina says they should go into Shibud. Chachman Bina says time has arrived for them to suffer the Shibud of Mitzrayim. Equal Bas Tzion. Malchus says, which is the Malchus, they have to go into the Shibud of Mitzrayim. But it's not that simple. It's not that simple to catch the Jews. So they needed, let me show you I had to copy this from a different file. No, I thought that, okay, let's go to here. And let's go here. Oh, I didn't take the table. All right, too bad. Let me see if I do this Control Z, if I do Control V. Oh, I got it. Much easier. Chadash equals 312. Remember, like a chodesh, everything. Chadash equals 312. Equals 12 times Yud Ke Vav Ke. Again, the 12 hours of a day, the 12 Shvatim, the 12 month of the year, and each one has a different way to write it. So now the Pasuk is telling us something here. Vayakam Melech Chadash, so he's a new king, but he has a certain level of power. I want to see if I can see the whole table. Kislev. Skip the line. Okay, there's no. Okay, too bad. So we have. Okay, no, I should have other. Okay, so we have the Chodesh, and each Chodesh Nisan, it's written Yud Ke Vav Ke. Iyar is Yud Hey Hey Vav. Sivan Yud Vav, and each one has a front and a back. HaKadosh Baruch Hu showed to Moshe Rabbeinu the back. V'sachorai. Panai lo yero, but you can't see the front. It's too much light. The person would die right away. What is the back? Achoraim is when you take the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu like this and you break it down. Yud, Yud Hey, Yud Hey Vav, Yud Hey Vav Hey equals 72. Now, if you take the back of ER, Yud, Yud Hey, Yud Hey Hey, Yud Hey 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 Vav equals 71, and so forth. Yud Vav, so Sivan is Yud Vav Hey Hey. That's the way to write the name of Hashem. 12 different. So, and you do the back. Yud, Yud Vav Hey, Yud Vav Hey Hey. 73. Tammuz, Hey Vav Hey Yud. It's backward. Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey. This din. And it's so Hey, Hey, Vav, and so forth equals 58. Here in this table, I put you all the calculated all the Achoraim of all the different Sirufim of every month. You know what number we're getting at the end? We're getting 780, exactly. 780 equals Tish B'Av. Equals 12 times Aleph, Dalet, Nun, Yud. The 12 hours at night when the Malchus comes out, and it's the time also when all the Chitzonim and all the Klippas come out. You understand now why Yosef was supposed to have also 12 tribes. The 12 tribes of Yaakov are 12 times Yud Ke Vav Ke, and the proof is if Yaakov had a dream, Yaakov, you remember, Sulam, it's written like this in the Torah, equals 312. So he was supposed to have 12 times Yud Ke Vav Ke. Had Yosef not lose the 10 tipos, he would have had 12, but 12 times Aleph Dalet Nun Yud to protect the Malchus at night. Kadosh Baruch Hu wanted the world to be like this and not in potential. So now the Malchus is by itself. So how do we supplement the fact that Yosef doesn't have his 12? Oh my gosh, the time is flying. Sorry, I didn't realize. I have a clock right in front of my eyes. Is with the mitzvahs that we do at night, with the Torah that we learn at night. This is what protects the Adnos, and at the same time, she can fight the Tsares, because Tisha B'Av is the day when the Satan is all alone in the world. We don't even wear tefillin on time. We don't learn Torah because that's his day in the world. He's the king of the world at that time. And in order to prevent that, there's only one solution. The same way Pharaoh had a solution to make us fall, there is a solution in order to make them to make the Satan fall, is with learning at night. Learning at night is much more important than the learning of the day by so many folds. And this is, Pharaoh was aiming at Tisha B'Av. What should I do in order to reach Tisha B'Av? And this is where, and I'm going to end up on this, I'm not going to go further. And this is where we have to realize that we have a huge weakness as Jews. He came, he befriended them. The king, now I know the king is talking to me. I can be a macher, please, king, I have a family. Yeah, sure, I'm arranging this for you. And they don't realize that every time this was happening, it was a thread of silk going around them until the silk was thick, where they were not in Beis Midrash anymore. Everyone was to be a macher in an organization, in a thing, and always what? Yeah, bringing to the Jews money from the government here, money from... People don't realize what they do here. We don't feed Torah with the money that's being defiled, because we give away our freedom. We give away all these guys that live of week and of this and of this and of the garment, and they do tricks here. I don't know if they don't have more time than it's not a clear cut. It's very, very dangerous. It was two trends in the world. The Chazonish wanted people to learn even though they have to rely on the government, and the Satmar Rebbe that Rabbi Yoel Teitelbaum says you cannot profit from this. It's not going to bring. Look what happened. Some say the Chazonish, before he was Niftar, he regretted his decision, and he said the Satmar Rebbe was right. He foresaw what would come, that they own us. We cannot be. So Pharaoh used this. Bit by bit, and the court of Pharaoh, also the Sarim, the ministers and everything. Yeah, you need something, come to me. We are like this, you're like family. I'm inviting you because we're making a presentation for these Jews that are made. And all of a sudden, the Torah of Yaakov, which is the Torah of Anava, which is the Torah of Soides of the Torah. What he learned in Shem Ve'ever, he didn't learn the Pshat. He didn't learn Hashem, and Hashem said, no, he didn't learn that. He learned the understanding of the letters, compositions of the words, and everything. Once a person learns this, no goy, no power can against it. Yaakov fought the Malach, and he says it in the Pasuk. Ki bemakli avarti es hayarden. With my stick, or really Yaakov, the Torah is going to tell us that Yaakov is now parroting that I crossed the Jordan River with my stick only. We know the Chachma of the Torah. The Bemakli is 180. Is 10 times high, 10 times the breeze. And that's what it is. That when we keep it completely and properly, then the goyim cannot against us. They can do nothing against us. But once we give in, the Zohar, and I'm finishing on this. When someone learned Pshat all his life, did the mitzvahs, as it says in the Mishabura, no chochmes, no nothing. His neshama goes up. He goes into a heichal. This heichal is called Etzem Hashamayim. That's a name. Etzem Hashamayim. There's a malach. The malach is asking the neshama, did you learn the soidos of the Torah, the chochma in the Torah? Did the Shulchan Aruch, I did the mitzvahs, I did the... Malach says, you can't come through this. You have to go back. You can only come here and pass this heichal once you have learned the soidos of the Torah. He says, what am I going to learn? He said, you see those people that everybody trample with their feet, they look like nothing, and they've been taken advantage. These people, you see them? These are the ones that know the soidos of the Torah, and because they know the soidos of the Torah, they are banitas, they are novim, and they don't come. Masha and Ken, someone who knows the pshat, comes and is fired up. I'm a big Rosh Yeshiva, I'm a big this, and I know this. One use another, one use guide. Your Torah is not worth it. You haven't learned. Go back and learn. He's sending back in Gilgal. That's the difference. This is where the Torah of Yaakov Avinu would have protected us and did protect us for 300 years from the hands of the Pharaoh. But for the last 86 years, when we lost our ways, it stopped. Versus the Torah just of the paint, what I call the paint, no depth. This one, obviously, it's a mitzvah to spend, to learn, but it's not what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to know Him, wants us to understand as humans. Why did I give you that mitzvah and that mitzvah? What do you do with this? Where do you go there? What? And it becomes very clear. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted His children, even though they're in this world, the head is on the upper world, and they know exactly what they're doing. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu, amen v'amen. Sorry, it was a bit long.